Hi everyone, I'm Jim and welcome to Best Anime Series of 2023, Part 3. This is a show where I recommend anime based on the season. Horimiya The Missing Pieces. Now this is an interesting show, it's also one of my favorites this season. It's like an expansion of the original show. This season isn't as good as the first one, but if you enjoyed the first one, then this is a must watch because you already know the characters and you probably love them, same as I do. For people that don't know this show at all, this is a romantic comedy about Hori and Miyamoya and their adventures basically in school and outside of it. We've got amazing main characters, they are very likable. Same with the secondary characters, this is a very strong cast, like, I just love this thing. In Missing Pieces they do tend to focus on the secondary characters more, but we still get some episodes that are focused on Hori and Miyamura. So yeah, this is a great show, go watch it right now, you're not going to be disappointed. Let's move on to the next one. The Gene of AI no Idenshi. Now this is also one of my favorite shows this season. It's quite different from the previous one. This one doesn't have comedy almost at all, it's more serious. It's about this doctor, Sudo, and his quest to find his real mother, because in this universe people can already copy themselves and that's illegal. Also there are androids and they look like humans, stuff like that, and he basically takes care of the androids, and every episode is about a different person, a different android, and their problems in the society. One of the episodes here was just so sad that it made me cry, it was so good. I don't want to spoil this show for you guys, but I want to talk about one of the episodes to show you how this anime is like. So we've got a dude and his wife and a daughter, and the wife is dying of cancer and they're basically making a copy of her, so it's like a moral thing, you know, because the real wife has died. The daughter still needs her mother, but it's a copy and it doesn't have all of the memories. Yeah, this will probably never happen in our society. We will never be advanced enough to understand the human brains and like copy people, but if we could, then this is the show where you can see how that would turn out basically. So that's why I recommend it. Go watch it if you like sci-fi and philosophical stuff, because it's interesting, it opens your mind. The main story maybe isn't that great or doesn't make you go wow, but the cases, the people there, those are interesting things. And also I hope that this show is going to get a second season, because I would like to know more, I would like to see more cases, more world building, more characters. This is the kind of anime that I would love to have like 2 or 3 seasons, because there's lots of stuff you can do with this concept. Blue Orchestra. Now this show, again, not a comedy, this is a drama about a dude called Aono, and he basically studied classical music. He played on the violin, then he quit because of his dad, who is like, you know, world-renowned player, everyone loves him, but he abandoned his family, so basically Aono and his mother, so that's where the drama kicks in. I did enjoy this show a lot, even if I'm not a big fan of classical music. As you know from my channel, I'm more into nu metal, technical death metal, electronic music, rap, stuff like that. But I still did enjoy this quite a lot. The characters are very nice, even the secondary ones. The animation, I always forget to talk about the animation, so if I don't mention it, then it's a good thing, because if the animation would be shit, then I would say something about it. So the previous shows had a great animation, this one has good as well, like, yeah, it's nothing special, but it works. So to put it shortly, great music, great story, great characters, go watch this now. Now, My Tiny Senpai. This is one of my favorite animes of this season as well. It's a comedy about Shinozaki and Katase, and they are basically, you know, friends at work, but they are in love with each other. So, will they talk about it? Will they become a couple? Who knows? Go watch the anime right now! The animation is great, the music is it exists, but I did enjoy the story, and especially the characters. Like, the main characters are great, even the secondary ones, like the boss here, you know, Akina, Hayakawa, just everyone is great in this anime. Also, there are some ecchi moments here, but there weren't a lot of them, so thank you Satan, or God, thank you Satan and God. Yeah, this was amazing, it was funny, it was wholesome, it's great, go watch it right now. Let's move on to Ayaka, again another show that is more action-based and drama. Maybe it's a comedy, because one of the characters, Jingi, he's always drunk, so if you make fun of drunk people, so you're going to love this one. So Ayaka is about Yanagi Yukito. He's an orphan, and then he finds out that his father died and he needs to come back home, and there he meets his brothers and sisters, and he's going to find out that basically he has special powers, and his family basically protects the island from this big dragon or something like that. And it's an interesting story, the characters are nice, same with the animation and the music. There's some cool plot twists here. I really enjoyed the ending because it was surprising, and this is probably not going to get another season, which is very nice because I don't like when animes are too long. Like, Ayaka is finished. We only needed 12 episodes, the story was beautiful, and that's what matters. Not the best anime here, but you should check it out. Look at them, they're looking for a good Ubisoft game. They're not going to find it here. Level 1 Mao to 1 Rumusha. This is another great comedy. It's basically about the hero, Max, who defeated the Demon Lord, and he's a bum. He lives in this small apartment and he doesn't care about anything, and the Demon Lord basically comes back. She or he, I have no idea what's the gender of Demon Lord here. Let's say it's a she. She's like, Max, we need to fight again. Yeah, come back. You need to build up the strength. She's basically disgusted by how of a lowlife he became. And they basically become friends, and we've got some adventures, some cool story here and there, great animation. Sadly, some ecchi moments as well, which weren't that fun. But I did enjoy this show. The main characters are great, like the Mao and Max. unhinged stuff. Person in the closet. Now, this character is also fantastic. Some of the comedy here reminded me of Gintama, and that's always a good thing because Gintama is the best anime in the world. We've also got Fred. It's not Fred Durst, sadly. Leo, not Leonardo DiCaprio, sorry. Xenia or Xenia. This is half of the people watching this video right now. This is the Satan. He loves Nickelback and Creed. Can you take me higher? Let's move on to the next show. Seija Musou, however you call that in Japanese, the Great Cleric. This is a show that was uneven. I still enjoyed it, so that's why it's here. It's basically about this dude, Luciel, that's him, and he's a healer. And in this anime, the world is like United States of America, so yeah. Healthcare isn't that great, like you have to pay a fortune to get healed. Luciel just wants to heal people, he doesn't care about the money. He wants to have friends and to do something significant, so that's the story. It's a good show. Oh, here you have his master, very nice character. And Luciel is mostly fighting, you know, the undead. That's it. It's a good show. It has a good vibe. I hope we are going to get a second season. I also hope they're going to give us less ecchi stuff. Oh yeah, drinking the whatever the fuck this was, I don't know, probably the tears of Corey Taylor from Slipknot. Oh, here's money. Check out my Patreon, link in the description. Next we've got Tonikawa. It's basically a romantic comedy about this dude, NASA, and this girl, I forgot her name, is the one in the middle. Two of them are together, which is not a spoiler, because this basically happened in the first episode of the first season. And here NASA basically becomes a teacher at school, and the problems are that the girls at his school are like, "You're nice, we would like to know more about you." And the girl is jealous. That's the whole story. Yeah, we've got some funny moments, some sad moments, some romance. It's a nice thing. To be quite honest, this is the weakest season so far of this show. I don't even think this show should have had more seasons. They've already achieved everything. You're just creating conflict out of nothingness. And I don't like that. I don't like, for example, I'm not talking about Tonikawa, but a simple story, like a romantic story. We've got a dude and a girl, and let's make an anime about them. So they've got friends, and they basically fall in love with each other, blah blah blah. And the show usually should have ended where they're going to become a couple, and that's basically it. Then they kiss at the end, everyone is happy, yeah. And that's it. And now imagine someone doing season 2 and adding a third woman, and you've got a triangle, and it's annoying. And then after that they make third season, and now let's make a triangle but with a third dude, and they're going to fight over the girl. And no one wants to watch that. Like, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch conflicts because it's annoying to me. Why do most of the people watch animes or movies or TV shows or musicals or play video games or listen to music? To get away from the real world. So yeah, it always annoyed the hell out of me. And one of the episodes here in Tonikawa had that triangle vibe, like one of the girls, yeah. So I did not enjoy that. But everything else was on point. I hope the fourth season is going to be better. It's a fine show. It's like 7 out of 10. It's nice. Yume Miu Danshi wa Genjitsu Shugisha. The Dreaming Boy is a realist. This was one of my favorite animes this season as well. I am not sure if this is a comedy. Depends on what's your humor. People did not enjoy this show, probably because of the first episode. When I've watched the first episode, I was like slightly conflicted about this show. The more it went on, it became better. It became interesting. So this show is about this dude, Wataru Sajo, and he has a crush on this girl Aika Natsukawa, and he's basically stalking her. Wataru is like, "Yeah, Aika, I love you," and she's like, "I don't care for that." Suddenly in the first episode, Wataru's like, "Yeah, I quit, I don't want to do that." And he's just living his life normally. This is a thing that actually happens in the real world if you're in a school or someplace like work. Like, when you stop giving a fuck about someone, they don't like that. Why? Because they became accustomed? Is there a word like that? I hope there is one. They are used to the fact that you're going after them, and suddenly they're like, "Yeah, I don't care anymore, like, I am tired, like, I have my own life." And that's when usually those people crawl back into your life, and this is the situation of this anime. So basically Sajo is like, "Yeah, I don't care anymore, I just want to survive the high school years." And Natsukawa, in the first episode, she's like, "Why does he doesn't like me anymore? You should want me." She's like that. "You should want me? You think there's something wrong with me? You don't want me anymore?" She's like that. So she's kinda annoying, like, but Sajo is actually becoming a better person throughout this show. Like, at the start, you wouldn't like him, but he gets better, So The dude basically stops simping. That's the story of this anime. And because of that, he becomes a better person. So, be like Sajo. Stop subscribing to OnlyFans. Like, have some dignity, man. Or a girl, because girls can also simp. So, yeah, this is the show. I've enjoyed the story. The characters are great, especially the secondary ones. And there are some, I think, ecchi moments, but like 1 or 2. So, if you don't like ecchi, you can still watch this, like, you will survive through it. This is an interesting high school drama. I guess I am already too old for this shit, but it was okay, like, it wasn't as annoying as some other things like that. Instagram moment, nice. It's like a very slow anime, there isn't a lot of going on, like, there isn't a lot of action, so it's a good thing to watch if you want to chill out to and to root for the main character, like, what is he going to do in the end, because as usual, when you don't care, people start to care, and they are like, yeah, I want to spend time with you, you're interesting, you're very mysterious, like, what you're doing, and Sarah's like, I'm going home. So yeah, check this one out, it's okay. I wonder why people don't like it, like, it wasn't bad. Mononogatari second season. So I think I've already talked about this anime, the part 1, in the previous episodes, and it's basically a show about this dude, Hyoma Kunato. His siblings, I think, were killed by spirits. How are the spirits called in Japanese? I forgot. Ayakashi or something like that, I think. Yeah, Ayakashi. And he wants to get revenge. And he basically meets Ayakashis. Those are the good Ayakashis. And they're basically protecting this girl, Botan Nagatsuki. And Botan has a dark secret. And if you want to know what's the secret, watch the show. It's an action shonen thing. It's actually quite nice. For some reason, it's seinen, so it's for women? This whole show is okay, it's great, but why is it aimed at women? Like, is Naruto and Dragon Ball also seinen? Like, it's for women as well? This show is like that. Remember Gene of AI? It was shonen. Why? Like, I feel like that show, because of how serious it was for adults. If I had a child that was like 6 years old and was a dude, and I would make him watch Gene of AI, I don't think he would enjoy that. I think he would cry at one of the episodes, like, we would cry together because of I'm not sure if that's a good idea. But yeah, this show was great. I already talked about it, so go watch the previous episodes. You basically have good Ayakashis, bad Ayakashis, and they are fighting over this girl. And I hope that this show is not going to be turned into like 6 or 10 seasons anime, because I don't like long animes. Like this anime, Bungo Stray Dogs, do you remember it? It's quite popular. I loved the first season, and then with every next season I just grew to hate it, you know? It just became less and less fun, and like to the point that I just don't care. I watch new Bungo Stray Dogs and I was like, yeah, okay, yeah. I don't even know what this show is about anymore. What is the end game, like? What are we going to do here, like? And I just hope that Mononogatari is not going to end up like that. Like, I hope they're going to finish it by the 3rd or the 4th season. Like, do not stretch out the shows, the story, don't add the fillers. Like, that's always so annoying. It's so annoying to me. I don't have time. People don't have that time. We're going to die soon. Like, sure, you can think that like now the lifespan is longer, people can live to be over 100 years old. But even if I will survive to that point, like, if I'm going to be 100 years old, will I watch One Piece still? Like, imagine it's the 16,000th episode of One Piece. I am 100 years old. Will I watch that? No, I will probably cry and want to die. I am not looking forward to the future, and I hope that Mononogatari is going to end on a third or fourth season with everything nicely wrapped up, no stretching out. Let's move on. My unique skill makes me OP even at level 1, so this is another comedy and I guess action adventure, as they state here. It's not a great show, it has some problems. It's basically about this dude, Yota Sato. He's reincarnated into this world, I think. And he meets Emily Brown, they become friends and they go on adventures together. This show is very formulaic, it's very simple and it has that somber slice of life vibe to it, even if it's not slice of life, I think. This dude basically is OP, he's level 1 and he just wants to live a normal life. But what I need to criticize is that yet again, why? Why are they making another anime that I guess is more aimed at guys than women, and he only has women friends and he lives with several women? Like, what is this shit? Like, I am so tired of this trope. Like, this is why sometimes I hate anime. Why do you make like shows where there's one woman and 10 guys, or the other way around? Like, I don't like high-end shows. Like, this is annoying me. And at least here it's like kinda wholesome. I don't remember if this one had any ecchi elements. I don't think so. I'm sure many women want to have many sexy guys and many guys want to have many sexy women, but I'm just not one of those people and I don't enjoy that stuff in shows because it seems kinda forced, and also it's weird because this is not how life works. What's funny is that girl that eats the carrots always. That's one of the characters that made me laugh, because am I watching a thing about myself just in a female form? Because I was basically eating carrots while watching this show and she was also eating carrots. It was Inception. It was Inception. That's the show, standard isekai thing, very basic. Sometimes I like to watch something that is not going to ruin me psychologically, and this is one of those shows. Shiro Seijo Tokuyo Bokushi, Saint Cecilia and Pastor Lawrence. Now, I did not expect to be interested in this show, but it turned out to be quite wholesome and great. So basically, in this universe we've got saints. They are people that were blessed by God or some shit, so they can basically heal people, create a good mood around them, and the church is basically protecting them, and Lawrence is protecting Cecilia. Why? Because that's what the church wants. What the church doesn't know is that Cecilia has a massive crush on Lawrence, so that's the romantic story of the season, right? The priest, and he's so dumb, like, he doesn't understand romance at all. And we've got Cecilia. We've also got secondary characters. We've got the other priest who's the friend of Lawrence. And I actually did enjoy every character in this show. We've got some comedy moments which were nice. And what I enjoy about this thing the most is that we have no ecchi elements. This thing could be watched by children as well and no one would cry about it. It was fun, it didn't have any bad vibes. So yeah, it's a good show. As you can see, people like this one because it's pleasant, it's just sweet, it's nice. Go check it out. If you enjoy religious stuff, then I guess you're going to rate it even higher. Jitsu wa Oe Saiko Deshita, another isekai show. I'm sorry that I'm always recommending almost isekai shows and nothing else, but it's like every season we get like 20 to 40 animes just about isekai. And usually like 5 or 7 out of them are like okay, like 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. I feel like the market is oversaturated by isekai shows and I hope that this trend is going to die out as soon as possible. I need to watch some other things, and that's the problem, because I've already seen almost every anime from the past 20 to 30 to 40 years, and so I'm stuck with the new stuff, and the new stuff is mostly not great. It's just good or it's awful. Like, have you heard about that anime that came out in the last 2 or 3 months that it became a massive scandal? Like, it was about this dude who sleeps with underage girls, and in Japan they're like, yeah, it's a nice romantic story, and people in Europe, oh no, no dude. So yeah, great job, Japan, great job. Going back to Jitsu wa Oe, now this show, it's actually quite funny, had some cool moments, I'm not going to lie. The main character, this dude, how is he called, Hayuto Zenfis, he gets resurrected into this world, and he's like, he doesn't want to work, he just wants to basically do nothing, just sleep all the time. So that's very relatable. But sadly the other characters have other plans for him. You have to work, you're going to become a hero, stuff like that. So he makes a clone of himself to travel, see the world, and also sleep, but mostly he doesn't sleep. So that's sad. Write down in the comments. That's sad that Hayuto cannot get sleep. I have no clue where the story is supposed to go. I guess we're going to find out in the second season. Again, as usual, too many female characters. Why is the dude almost harassed by women? There is some intrigue here, like there is some bad guy at the horizon. The main character is probably going to destroy the evil in this world or some stuff like that. So yeah, it's a cliche story. Yet again, I did enjoy it because this season wasn't that great, so I had to pick something. All Saints Street 4. I think I've talked about this show in the previous episodes. It's basically about a demon, a zombie, a mummy, a vampire, and an angel living in the same apartment, and this is so much fun to watch. This anime is from China, but it has Japanese dub, and that Japanese dub is amazing. I just love this show. Every character is likable. Jokes here always land, they are funny. Some of them are like abstract, other ones are just silly. This is a good show for kids and also for adults. Like, you're going to love this one if you enjoy wholesome things, comedy, interesting story, every character, like, you're going to have your favorite character. For me, it's the brother of Satan, so it's this dude here. Nick Holt. Crystal is a unicorn, she's a new character, I think. I don't remember her in the previous seasons. She's also fantastic, like, every character is just so much fun. We've got a werewolf, just everyone is here. I hope that this show is going to get more seasons, because it's like more laid back, it's chill, and it's just so much fun. I want to talk about 3 animes that I never talked on this show because I forgot. Sorry. So from 2022, I finally watched through the entire Cyberpunk Edgerunners show. I did love it, but I also have some objections, so let's start. This is a prequel to the video game. I haven't played the video game because it doesn't work on Windows 7, so I will probably never play it because I hate Windows 10. Like, I do have Windows 10, like, I can move between Windows 7 and 10, but I just don't want to start Windows 10, so yeah, you're not going to force me to open Windows 10. I just hate that operating system. It's so annoying, so against the user. Like, it's not user friendly, it's loser friendly. It's awful. The updates, the constant, you know, like, they're checking everything on your computer. I don't want that. I want to be left alone. I don't want to have any pop-outs, any updates. I want the UI to look normally, you know, the design of the system. Windows 7 is just the best system, and I don't care that Google Chrome, Steam and other applications, they are like going away from Windows 7. I don't care. I'm a very stubborn person. If they are not going to make a new system that's like user-friendly, then I am not going to move on. Like, I will stay on Windows 7 till the day I die, until people are going to come up with something just as good. And as we know, people are basically making things worse. Like Windows 10, million times worse than Windows 7. Windows 11, apparently it's worse than Windows 10. So great job. I just don't want to turn on Windows 10 because it's too much of a drag. Like, if I had to compare myself to some anime character, it would be Shikamaru from Naruto, because he's always like, this is such a drag, and I just want to sleep. So I'm like that. If I'm going to work, I like to work on videos, my projects, I like to go to work, but I don't like to be annoyed by mechanical things. I don't want to be annoyed by Windows 10, because it doesn't work properly, and that's the end of the story. On Windows 7 I just open the system, and I can do anything I want. No one bothers me. Everything works as intended. I just like peace and quiet. Going back to Cyberpunk Edgerunners, this is a show about the Edgerunners. So we've got the main character, David Martinez, and in the first episode, I guess I can talk about that because it's not a spoiler if you say things from the first episode. He has a shitty situation at home. Things are not going well, and he meets this girl Lucy, and because of her he basically becomes a part of Edgerunners. I'm trying to say this as plain as possible, as simple as possible, so I won't spoil anything. And I was actually quite shocked by the ending. The characters in this show made me quite mad because they're making bad decisions, they were disappointing me, and yeah, it was sad. The more you went through this show, the sadder it got. Like, the start is like, yeah, we're going to take over the world. And with every next episode, it hurts, you know. You're going to cry here, that's for sure. It's a sad show, but I do love it. I am not going to praise this show a lot, like, it's not a 10 out of 10, that's for sure. But it's 8 out of 10 for sure. It's fun to watch through. It's also quite short, like only 10 episodes. You can watch it in one day, as I did. And yeah, the characters, they're great, like Lucy, David, the big dude, Rebecca, love Rebecca, great. Usually when people say something is great, I'm like taking it with a small dose of salt. I'm like, is it actually quite good? Because usually people are wrong. Like, people say Starfield is a great game or Diablo 4, and that's wrong. That couldn't be more further from the truth. So when I hear that an anime is great and everyone loves it, I'm like, I don't trust you. I need to check it out on my own. And in this case, it's actually quite fun. So go watch it. But it's a sad show. Like, it's action-packed, it's sci-fi, it's about criminals, but it's also about love, loss, and the change in the people. Like, you can corrupt a good person, like, and bad people stay bad people, but good people can turn into bad people, and what can you do about that? Yeah, nothing. So let's move on to the next two shows, and those ones are actually connected. So we've got To Every You I've Loved Before, and To Me, The One Who Loved You. And do not read the descriptions here, like, don't look at the screen. This is important. I've went to watch both of those animes completely blind. The only thing I knew was that it's a drama, romance and sci-fi. I don't know how much I can tell you about it because I don't want to destroy it. All you need to know is that both movies are connected, they have slightly different vibes, but they do connect on the story level, so you have to watch both of them, and one of them was like, wow, this one, To Me, The One Who Loved, this one was like, it made me cry. I just had an existential crisis when I finished it. I was like, this is too much for my heart, like a beautiful love story. This again, some people don't like it, yeah, I don't care. This was fantastic and I couldn't believe it, like I haven't watched such a good movie in a long time. And the other one is also fun. I think I've watched To Every You I've Loved Before the first, so I've watched this one first and then the next one. I guess you can watch them in the reverse order as well, because I am not even sure if I watch them in the correct order. You don't have to, because the story always makes sense. And it's beautiful, it's also sad, but I have to recommend those movies for you. I wanted to end this video on a high note, on a positive note, and this is it. As I went into them completely blind, I feel like other people should also not know anything about those shows, because if you read the silly descriptions here, it might be already ruined for you, or maybe the descriptions are false or not correct, that can also happen. But it's better to not know in the case of this. It's a wild journey. It's something you do not expect. So that's all from me. Thank you for watching. Sorry for my voice today. I've been kinda sick this last couple of days. That's why I'm not recording music reviews at the moment, just doing Doom MIDI covers. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope I've made you interested in some of the shows. Watch them, cherish them. I will see you soon in part 4 of 2023, because as you see, I've been kinda late with those anime videos. Again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. That's all. Bye.